Hello, party people. What's up? Happy Monday, you guys. It's the middle of May. Feels like already? No, it's the first Monday of May, my people. Hi. Just getting situated here. Boy, you guys, why do I look like I've been hit by a truck every Monday morning? Anybody answer that for me? Don't answer that. I don't know. Vitamin E, D, sunshine, maybe? I have vitiligo. For those of you that don't know, it's an autoimmune disease where my immune system attacks the cells that make melanin. Melatonin. Which one's which? I always forget. Melanin. Yeah. Anyway, so I can't go in the sun. I know I'm so pasty white. I can hide the vitiligo for most of my life, but go in the sun, you can see it. So that's why I look all pasty white. You're welcome. I know. Fun facts. I'm just letting you guys join, grabbing some angel cards here. I think today my question for these beautiful cards, are they pretty? I know. Are they upside down? No, they're not. Yay me. I'm starting this Monday off, right? My cards are right side up. It's the little things, people. Anyway, I'm going to ask these cards what you guys need to know about breaking through today, shall we? Oh, sweet. I think this is talking about me. No, I'm just kidding. Here, do you see what it says? Can you see it? Oh, go. Come on, focus, baby. Work with me. There you go. Trustworthy guidance. You see that? Are you kidding me? What's up? What's up, Megan? Hey, Alex. You party people right here. So, trustworthy guidance. I'm going to read this real quick. Whether you believe in the woo or not, hang on to your hats and glasses because I have a feeling this is about to get fun. You ready? So you received a wonderful idea as an answer to your prayers. Who just hit that? That was somebody, right? Good morning, Sarah. Oh, you're so nice. Thank you for singing beautiful. Even though I'm so white, I literally have no pigment in my face. Shh, don't tell. Okay, wait, I just announced on YouTube. I think people know. All right, this idea is real and trustworthy. So if you just had an idea, some of you know who I'm talking to, right? So if you had an idea recently that you're like, that's stupid, blah, blah, blah. We're going to talk about that today. The card says, swear to God, read this right there. The card says that this idea is real and I only talk for a living. Don't be alarmed. This idea is real and trustworthy, and you can safely move forward with it, knowing that we, your angels, are with you every step of the way. Ask for and be open to receiving our support for anything that you need related to this idea. And what I love here, I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm going to put it in front of my face because my camera's set to, oh, come on, you big jerk. There it goes. You see the guy working with the angel at his back? I just want you guys to envision that today. And I don't care if you believe in angels or not, or if you just think it's a nice idea, or maybe some warm sunshine, or maybe it's me. I know people always say my voices are in their heads, right? So, but I want you to picture that today as you work. Okay, so we're starting off the first Monday of the month. I want you to notice as you're working, if you can kind of feel that support behind you. And if you don't feel it, can you generate it? Because I truly believe it's always there. And I'm going to tell a story today about that. It's one you've all probably heard, but it's a good reminder about how we lock out what's possible until we get some sort of proof from someone else. And what I'd love to do with you guys today to set you up with May, which is my favorite month because I feel like it is so like just chock full of possibility. Do you guys feel that? I don't know if it's the springtime. I don't know what it is, but it's like every May. I used to host events every May. If my good friend Karen is on here, Karen, get over here. She's always on here. She's the one who gave me the cards, by the way. It's her birthday in May, and I used to host an event every May, and it always fell on her birthday. I was like, Karen, I'm so sorry, but it's a birthday celebration too. She was always so generous and came, and we also celebrated her. But there's something about this month for me personally. I just feel the possibility. And so as you feel your little forces behind you, it's so funny. This guy looks like Lin-Manuel Miranda. Am I crazy? I think he does, right? Am I talking about that? Is that right? Do you see that? Totally does, right? Yeah. So picture yourself working on something for what, 6 years was it before anyone else can see it? Talk about unsexy tasks. Holy schmuckers. Megan says, you freaking love May, the traveling, the little girl's birthday, and a huge fun convention. I'm telling you, right? The best ones. I'm telling you, everything's in May. Keep your eyes out for possibly a second cohort of the Sales Mastermind. What? Yeah, you heard it here first, people. Love me some May. All right. So what I want to talk about today is, do you guys know about the Miracle Mile story? I think a lot of you do. I know I'm a runner. Karen, what's up, girl? You weren't logged in yet? And yes, you're here and May is magical. Boom. You're just getting this message from everywhere, people. Just come on in, have a great May and start generating stuff. Okay. If you have ideas, start creating. And this story, I was recently reminded of this story and I couldn't remember where. I'm so sorry. So I'm sure you guys have heard it before, though. It's not my story by any stretch, but it's an idea of what's possible for humanity when we get our heads out of our darker places. Okay. So here's the deal. Do you guys know this story? I want to say it was in the 50s, 1954, something like that. And I believe it was in May. Holy crap. I'm pretty sure it was in May. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, first guy's name was Steve. Can't remember his last name, but he was the first man. You guys remember this in the 50s. It was the 40s and 50s. And this is very human. There's a great book if you care about running at all. There's a really great book called Born to Run. And it's a fascinating study of the human body and why we run. And you can sort of match throughout human history when we go through really that's not a word. When we go through really challenging, again, don't be alarmed. When we go through really challenging moments as humans, that we get this urge to run. And you can see it in children, right? They'll just run as fast as they can. They get in that moment. But we as adults, you can watch throughout humanity when people start to run. And after World War II was one such time, and people were running faster and faster, but there was one thing we deemed impossible. People just said it wasn't possible for the human body to do. And that was run a 4-minute mile. Couldn't do it. Could not do it. Fast, 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 fast. Cannot break 4 minutes. Booking, no 4 minutes, right? Not possible. And it really, people sort of settled into this idea that it just wasn't possible until May. I don't remember the exact date, but it's sometime in May in the 50s, 1954, I want to say, Steve broke through, ran a 4-minute mile. Again, not my story, right? You guys have probably heard of this before. I think there's a show about it called The Miracle Mile, right? Like he broke it. He broke it by, I want to say, half of a second. He was like 3 minutes, 59 seconds and 0.5, right? Like just under, but he did it. And what do you think happened after he did it the one time? What do you think happened all around the world, everywhere? Because the whole world was celebrating the end of World War II. So people were running all over the world. And what do you think happened? All of a sudden, people could break through the 4-minute mile because they saw it was possible. And something flipped. And we as humans realized something new was possible for our bodies, deemed impossible before, suddenly able to do. And I like that story because every single human I know, even if you only run when being chased, you know what it feels like to run, right? And you know the burn in your lungs and your quads, right? And how that can feel and what that's like and how easy it is to quit. I mean, I don't enjoy the feeling all the time. I love the feeling when I'm done. And those of you on my newsletter list, you know, I have that email I bring up every once in a while about how I just flew like a kid for 45 seconds. I just pushed every limit I knew I had. It wasn't for minutes. It was only 45 seconds, but what that felt like and how great I felt for days afterwards when we push through that moment when we want to quit. Now, I wanted to talk to you guys about this today, and I think it's just extraordinary. I pulled this card. I'm going to show it for everybody who's late. Hey, Suze. You know I'm in red for a reason, Suze, right? You know, it's red shirt season, baby. That's right. All of May is going to be red shirt season. Anywho, I'm just so thrilled that that's the card I chose. I don't think I've ever chosen that. Maybe I have. I don't know. I don't remember. But when you're about to break through your own 4-minute mile, our tendency as humans, just understand this, okay? Our tendency as humans is to look at others and go, see, it's not really possible. Or, and this is the part I really wanted to talk to you guys about today, or you start telling yourself stories about why you are to be left out of said success. I'm going to say that one more time. When you're about to hit your own 4-minute mile, you have an idea, you've reached out to a corporation you want to work with, you put in an application for a job you wanted, you're starting to grow your business, or you've started to pivot and you're freaking out because the new clients aren't coming in, right? We've all been there. And that's your own 4-minute mile. And so as humans, we do two things. One, we look outside of ourselves and we either say, see, it's not possible. No one else can do it either. This is BS. right? Like that email I sent a couple weeks ago. This is all crap. Yeah, got a great response to that one. You guys are funny, right? So it's like you have that, you look around and go, see, it's not possible. And Steve could have done that. I'm like, I can't run a 4-minute mile. It's not possible, right? So there's that. So we look to others, or we look at other people's success and we start plugging into the stories that we tell ourselves that are lies. And that's the part that where most of us hang out there. To be honest, most of us hang out there. It's called Instagram. I'm just kidding. Right. So you look around at all the people who are so successful and you start creating BS stories about why that cannot be you. Yeah. I'm not smart enough. I'm not fast enough. I can't be on video. Right? Oh, that's easy for her to do. That's easy for them to say. She understands money. What, like that's an esoteric skill. What the hell, Google it, people. Right? Like, no. Right? Do you see what we do? That's for her. That's for them. That's for other people. I can't do that. And we have a name for that. And I was so excited. Sarah, who's on today. Hey, Allie, it is the season red for you and me, girl. But Sarah introduced me to the Calm app. You guys, if you haven't done this yet, you might want to check it out. And Jay Shetty, whom we all love and adore, had a daily J today. I was like, I listen in the shower. Don't judge me. And I almost fell in the shower because I was like, that's what I was going to talk about. I love it when that happens. We call that validation. Yeah, I love it. I love it. And that is called your inner critic. And the daily J was all about the inner critic today. And I was just laughing. I'm like, tell him, baby. You tell him. It's all crap. It's all lies. And you never, here's the rub. You guys who've been with me for a while, you know, I talk about your inner critic or your ego. It's the same thing. Like dinner. I hate dinner every day. I always tell this story. And you guys, I try so hard. Oh my God. Where's Rama? Is Rama on today? Oh my gosh. Rama's a private chef who delivers meals. Everybody go call Rama. Anyway, so yeah, so I hate dinner because every day, no matter what I do, no matter how great I am at work, I walk the dog. I do all the things. I'm a good person, damn it. There's dinner. Every day there's dinner. I can't every day. I don't know. Why is it here again? Didn't we do this yesterday? I don't want to do this again, right? Every day there's dinner. Okay. Those of you who have to cook for humans, you know what I'm saying. Your inner critic or ego is the exact same thing. It will never, ever, ever not be there. And I think there's a lie in my industry, right? That goes something like, oh, I'll help you bust through that and you'll never feel that way again. That's a lie. And I really want you to watch for it. Okay. Because remember, no matter what work we do, I can be a good person, right? I can do all the right things. I still have to make dinner every effing day, right? You can do wonderful things for other humans. Maybe you're a meditation specialist. Oh my gosh. Last week, a girlfriend of mine threw her birthday party at a sound meditation room. I was dying. I'm like, this is the best birthday ever, right? Like so good. You might do that for people. You might read cards for people. You might actually heal people. Maybe you're a doctor. Maybe you're a therapist. Like there's so many wonderful things we can do for each other and in the world. Maybe you work in the environment, right? That doesn't mean you don't get to be human anymore. And that's that thing I hate about my industry. I'll make it disappear forever. Will you like replace their innards and turn them into robots? What the hell are you talking about? You can't take that out. You can't. It's always going to be there. So what the heck do we do with that? You're like, thanks, Sarah. I thought we were having an uplifting conversation. And then you freaking tell me this bastard's going to be here for my whole life. And I'm going to say, yes, because I don't lie to you, or I try never to lie to you. If I say something wrong, I usually clean it up, right? But I'm just saying, you have to understand what you're actually dealing with. Okay, because I can fill you up with platitudes and send you on your way and tell you it's red shirt season and yell at you and talk about the sales mastermind and yay, right? Or I can talk about all those things and tell you I'm going to tell you the truth, which is it's time to grow up. And it's time to recognize that that's not going anywhere. That is a very childlike perspective of the world, right? To be like, oh, but I'm a good person, right? And it's our fault. We do that to children. It starts with things like Santa Claus, like be good, and then you get everything. And it's kind of insidious, and it sounds so nice, Oh, if I take this one online course, I'm going to be great forever. Great. Where do I sign? Like, no, it's a very childlike perspective, right? There are tools you can learn. There were skills you can pick up. There are mindset blocks you can address and start to rewire, but it's never going to go anywhere. And so, what we want to do together, and what I want to give you guys for May, are some tools you can take to start to work with your inner critic, meaning you mostly ignore it, but you have to acknowledge it in order to do that. And that's that, psychological phenomenon. Oh my gosh, where did I just hear this? Ted Lasso. We were watching reruns of Ted Lasso last night. And Sweet Keely, I love her. Some of the best female characters on that show. Anyway, so Keely was talking to Roy's niece, whose name just fell out of my head. Anyway, she's embarrassed because something bad happened at school. And Keely says to her, problems are like mushrooms. If you leave them in the dark, they grow bigger. And I was like, that is so sweet. Your inner critic is like a mushroom. If you pretend it's not there, it's going to get bigger. So really the key, the skill here to helping you guys navigate with your inner critic, because it's not going anywhere, right? It's kind of like learning how to run with a backpack on. You get stronger, right? You wish you could set it down. Wouldn't that be nice? But if you did that, you're now a robot on the inside, and then we worry about you, right? So you learn how to run. It means you have to get stronger. You might get calluses in some places, but you learn how to deal with it. You learn how to work with it. Does that make sense? And I don't want you to have calluses, but I hope that makes sense to you guys, that like, let's stop pretending this isn't there. Let's stop pretending that you don't wake up with a negative thought every once in a while, or maybe even every day. I know some people it's every single day. I've gone through moments like that where I'll wake up for weeks at a time and there's a negative thought and I'm like, hi, I'm not even conscious yet. Can we try that again? Like, it's not us, right? It's part of the mechanism of being human. And so I want you to just acknowledge that and understand this is, yeah, you're alive. It's okay. It doesn't mean anything. And that's the hardest part to get, right? Is it's going to keep coming at you. It's going to keep telling you you're stupid. It's going to keep telling you you don't have the skill set to do that. It's going to keep telling you success is for other people. It's going to keep telling you nobody's going to read what you're writing anyway. What the hell's wrong with you? It's going to keep telling you there are other things. Go call your friend and shoot this for 20 minutes instead of doing what you said you were going to do. It's not going to matter anyway. That, right? You leave that in the dark and pretend that's not happening, it's going to get bigger. And pretty soon, excuse me, forgive me, I love everybody, but it takes nothing to lead an ordinary life. And that is an ordinary life, is where that just takes over. And I want anybody who works with me or hears my voice or takes advantage of all the stuff that we offer, I want you living an extraordinary life. And that means your mushrooms need to come out of the dark. And you got to start talking about it, going, oh my gosh, I had the craziest thought this morning when I woke up. I wasn't even conscious yet. Did that as ever? Yeah, it's so weird. And it's kind of sticking on me a little bit. So I just wanted to say it out loud because I have a lot of stuff I want to do today. And I know that there's good energy out there behind me while I'm working. Right? But right now I'm only feeling the negative. Let me deal with that. And you deal with that by saying, I see you. You're not winning the day today. And it literally is like that. Right? Like, I see you, dinner. Damn it. Right? I got to deal with it. I can't not feed my family, right? Like, I got to deal with it. But are there ways I can make it easier? Of course. Right? And that's what we want to look at. And one of the things I want to give you right out of the gate, I want to make sure I know what time it is, right out of the gate, is to just get in action. And I know that sounds so simple. It's like, Sarah, it can't be that simple. I swear on my life it is. It is. You're going to have all this. You're too stupid. You're too slow. You're too white. You're too black. You're too skinny. You're too fat. You're too fast. You're too slow. That's for other people. All those are going to be in there, right? And you can listen to them and start to believe it, or you can go, yeah, I know. That's what you say that every day. Do you know you say this every day? All right, I'm going to go work now. And you sit down and you get to work. If you need to clear out your head, call one of your people. Always have accountability people. That's why I love my sprints. Yay, sprinters, right? It's like, you got to like, oh my God, you guys, I'm having the worst week. Like, we got to talk about the humanity of our lives, because we don't get to leave that behind just because we have projects. Okay. The best thing you can do is start getting into action, because what's going to happen, if you guys haven't heard me talk about it before, you're going to get a rush of dopamine. You're going to feel amazing. And that's going to have you continue to work. Okay. Make sense? Awesome sauce. I'm just going to go to the Zeus says, it's like that annoying relative that you can't get rid of, but you can't stop listening either. But you can stop listening. Yes. What's up, Clara? Daily J has transformed my mornings. I know, it's so good, right? I was just so excited. I was like, oh, let's talk about the inner critic and let's talk about breaking through what we think is possible. And then I was like, I love you, Jay. Jay, you my favorite. All right. So here's some other things I want to just give you, right, to work through May. All right. I hope these help. And I have them written down. So forgive me for looking down. You guys know I usually do this without notes, but I did want to give you these. So if you're struggling, right, you're like, oh my God, this isn't possible for me. This is not possible for me. You're trying something new. You're busting out of things. You're working through things. And you're like, nope, it's not possible for me. You know, I have one of my students is going through this right now where she absolutely pivoted. She'd done something in her business that she thought she was supposed to do that she'd always done. And she'd had like a tiny bit of success at it and hated it. She was just like, I don't care. Nobody's blah, 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 right? This feeling. So we sat down. I was like, what do you love? Right. So she's like, oh my God, I know what I love. And this isn't it. So we kept the heart of her business, but we changed the messaging so she could work with the people that matter most to her. And what do you think starts to happen, you guys? Everything starts to change. Yeah. So this starts to go down while this comes up. What do you think the opportunity is there for the inner critic? You're an idiot. What do you think you're doing? This is never going to work. I don't know who you think you are. Why do you think you could do this? Oh, really? You think you're special? You hear that? And then the other thing that there is to do is go, no, this is my life's work. I'm in this for the long game. That's a big one for entrepreneurs because there's so much entrepreneur porn out there, right? It's like, I want to make $1 million in 20 minutes, right? That's not how it works. And if it does, I'm afraid for you and everyone you're selling to, right? Like that's not how things work. Even people who are truly successful now will talk about the months and years where they were like, I did not know if this was ever going to work, right? And it takes that. It takes a little bit of wonder. It takes that. So now you're doing that with the inner critic. Oh my gosh, you can feel the weight of that, right? You can feel what starts to come up for you. And it's an opportunity to look at it and name it, right? So now the mushroom's out of the dark. Thank you, Keely from Ted Lasso. And so you pull the mushroom out of the dark, but then you've got to start to get in action. And here's how I want to help you get into action, right? And I know a lot of you know the scenario I was just talking about. So think about that. Look at where you're pivoting in your own life, in your own business. Those of you who are on a health journey, I know we got several people who are like, I really want to get healthy and strong. That doesn't happen in a month, right? It takes months and months, days. Right. You got it. Okay. So what you've got to get clear on 100% is your motive. Is the reason you are working on this project, right? Is the result of this project, let's say, whatever your project is it going to make you happier? Is it going to give you more joy? Is it going to make you healthier? Yes, I'd like that to be a question for you. Okay. And if it is not, don't do it. Oh, yeah. I'm a coach who just told you if it's not going to make you happier, it's not going to have you be more fulfilled, if it's not going to make you healthier, please don't do it. You heard it here first. Sit down, back up, and say, hang on a second, why am I doing this? And if you're doing it because somebody else did it, if you're doing it because you saw someone, oh, that looks pretty, that looks like fun, I'll do that. That's not yours. It can be tangential to that. It could be something like that, but that's not yours. Sit down and say, what will make me happiest and what can increase my health and my joy and my vitality? And by the way, that would also increase your wealth. It kind of can't not, right? Okay. Hold on, just checking. We're good. All right. So the next thing I want you to check is your belief system. Is this your 4-minute mile? And if so, do you believe you can break through? Do you believe it? You have to believe it or I don't know what you're doing, right? So now we have motive is that you're happy, healthy, wealthy, right? You're moving towards that joy, that vitality. And now you got to check your belief system. Because if you're going through the motions to check off a list because somebody told you to, that doesn't tell me that you actually believe that what you're doing is what you're here to do. And that you can break through what you need to break through in order to cause magic for yourself. Your actions. Make sure that your actions are supporting the end goal. That sounds so obvious, doesn't it? How many of you, I got a hair on my lip. Sorry. That's weird. How many of you have set a goal and then you take actions that are all the way over there? Come on. We've all done it, right? All of us. I want to save money for a down payment on a house. Ooh, look, shoes, right? Like that's what, right? And I joke around with weight all the time, right? It's like, oh, I really want to lose 10 pounds. You guys want a burger? It's like when your actions are not congruent with what you said you want, you're going to have a problem, right? If Steve, gosh dang it, I wish I could remember his last name. I'm so sorry. Wanted to, he said, like, look, I kind of have this internal sneaky goal of like breaking this 4-minute mile thing. Like, I really want to do this, right? Inside the human psyche, I want to pop this sucker. And then he sits around and watches TV and doesn't run. Nope. Right? You've got to look at your actions. And this is a great opportunity for you to say to yourself, watch what I do, not what I say. And you've got to say that to yourself. You're going to be really honest. And that's another mushroom to bring out into the light. All right. It's like people going, I don't know why I'm not losing weight. And they're like eating a burger, or like they're like go through the drive-through real quick, or they're having those 800-calorie drinks, right? And they're like, I don't know. You do know. This is not magic. It's math, right? So we have that. Then there's like, I don't know why I'm not having more success. And I'll say to you, how many times have you told people what you do today? No one. Well, I'm sorry. Are people supposed to like work really, really hard to find you and your business in your little corner of the world? Or are you going to help them out a little bit, right? It's that whole God lottery ticket thing. Like, God, please let me win the lottery. Please let me win it. It's like, dude, can you buy a ticket? You got to talk about it. You've got to become an expert at communication. You've got to get crystal clear on why you're doing what you're doing, which goes to motive. You've got to make sure you're joyfully fulfilling your purpose and doing the actions that will back that up, along with checking in your beliefs and checking in on that inner critic. Is this making sense? Can you guys tell me if this is making sense? Hi, Leah. I'm so happy to see you. I've had to come to that realization with some projects that at the end goal was not actually going to serve me. I was running on sunk costs alone. I love it. Yes, Ilea, that's huge. That's actually really huge. You got to know when to stop as well. There's so much out there on that. And it can be tough, you guys. That line can be a little tough. I tend to lean towards, push through, but never if it feels like it's hurting you, right? There's a difference between working really hard, like running a 4-minute mile, that hurts, right? But it's not unhealthy, right? You're not running to the point you pass out. This is a fine-tuned body that actually did that, right? Like there's work in progress there. It wasn't hurting himself to do that, even though it felt painful at moments. Do you see like the underlying current there? I hope that it can get a little crunchy in there. So if you guys have questions about that, I'd love that. This is Coffee with Coach. So if you need coaching around something right now and you're not sure, put it in the comments. This one is one of my favorites, and this is your environment. You guys, this one right here, this step, your environment, this is why I created the sprints, and it's why I've created the sales mastermind. It's not one-on-one coaching, right? You are in an environment of humans who are running 4-minute miles. And we saw what happened to humanity. He did it one time, and within weeks, other people were able to pop. Do you see the power in that? It's called the collective unconscious, right? We are so connected to each other. So connected. We have some Sarah Uncuts coming out this month that are about this idea, right? That really they're like the universe kind of puts out ideas and you're either going to act on it or you're not, right? What? I'm going to do it or I'm not. It's because it's part of the collective unconscious and we're all tapped into it at different times. But if you're in a group, in a day-to-day environment where other people are up to shit, you're going to do stuff. You're going to start moving in a different way. And Jen Sincero says this in the book, You're a Badass at Making Money. I love this. She's like, listen, if you hang out with people who are stoned all day, you're going to think you're a hero because you got your laundry done. Right? I love that line. I forget what chapter it's in, but that's like one of my favorites. But isn't that true? If you're hanging out with friends who are eating donuts all day and are like bitching on the internet and they're like people who are trolling people and having fun and look at this dummy and look at that. What do you think your life's going to be like? And that's not to ditch on that. You want that life, you go have that life, you do that, that's fine. But if you're up to something, right? Sorry, we're feeding the dog at the moment if you hear little dog kibbles in the background. But if you're up to something, you need to be in an environment where other people are up to something. Because all of a sudden you'll go, oh my God, that's right. She just did that. I haven't done that. I need to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get that done. Oh my gosh. Wait, you did that when? How long did that take you? What happened? Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. It's a whole different conversation from freaking jerks on Instagram. I mean, what the hell? Anyway, the totally different world that you're going to be living in. So you really want to be rigorous with your environment. Finally, your happiness. I want you to look at your happiness. I know I said your motive has got that happiness has to be in there, but as you're working through the actions, if you are finding you are miserable, right? It could be that the inner critic is winning, right? But it also means that what you're doing may not be sustainable over time. And that's important. And I don't think we talk about that in the entrepreneurial world enough. I don't want you guys know I'm anti hustle. I work really hard, but that's different from a frenetic hustle, right? That's exhausting. And every once in a while, we all have launches or we have a period we got to buckle down a little bit. That's fine. I'm talking about sustained happiness over time. I'm talking about months and months and months at a time. Are you doing damage to your overall happiness? And I think that's something we need to pay attention to, right? So I want you to deal with that, especially when your inner critic starts to come in. Part of your drop in happiness may not just be the hustle. It may be that the inner critic is starting to win or you're starting to believe some of the lies. So something to check in on is your happiness. I want you to also be realistic. I don't mean sit around and go, well, 1 in every 300 million people succeed, so I might as well do nothing. Like, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about taking actions on a daily basis that will push you towards results. That is not magic. And that's what I mean by being realistic. Right, you guys, there's a reason we have a problem. And I'm sorry I use the diet world so much, but I do that because everybody's involved. And I hope you guys know that. Okay. Like, please just take that as that. Like, it's something we can all sort of plug into and go, oh, yeah, I've seen that, or I understand. Right. So we have this massively broken diet industry in the world. Right. And it's because we've been sold, take this magic pill and in 30 days, you'll lose 30 pounds. What the human body does not work that way. That's a lie. That is not realistic. It's a lie. And that causes a really dangerous cycle of people starving themselves and then binging and then starving and then binging. And this poor, beautifully designed human body is like, dude, can we just have a sandwich? Like, what? Right? I got brain stuff to do. I got heart stuff to do. I got lungs to run. I got body to pump. I blood to pump through this body. Can you not feed me, please? Just food would be great. Right? It's like, what are we doing? It's because we are not being realistic about what it takes to cause success. And that's what I mean by being realistic is look at your daily activities, like we said, and look at them and go, are these taking me down the right path? Am I doing these things today that are going to cause the results I said I wanted? Or are the actions I'm taking today total BS? And for those of you that have just redone your website for the 395th time, I'm talking to you. That is not action that's going to take you towards success. That's action that keeps you hidden and quiet and it's really comfy and you keep doing it. Knock it off, get out there and sell something. Okay, finally, I really want you to understand the power of time. Positive, successful results are created over time. They are not created in an instant. They are created over time. And that you will create the life you want if you are consistent on a daily basis over time. Please do not buy into the magical, childlike world of, I can fix that for you in 3 minutes. No, over time, we can correct this. Got it? Okay, really quickly. Megan says, community is so crucial, not just people who push you to reach further, but also who keep you centered. It's so true. It's so true. And just pay attention, you guys. If you are unsure of whether your inner critic is running the show, or if you're stuck in something you don't believe is truly possible, so you're not aiming for it, you're not really diving in and going for it, pay attention to the conversations you're having on a daily basis. That will tell you so much. Pay attention to the day-to-day conversations you're having. And I'll tell you right now, if your conversations are about people, probably not going to go very far. If your conversations are about ideas, you're cooking with gas. Just something to pay attention to. All right, you guys, I love you to bits. I am so excited for May. For those of you who did not grab the first cohort of the Sales Mastermind, keep your eyes open because come the middle of May, we might be talking a little bit about that. I love you guys. Make this month amazing, okay? Bust through your own 4-minute mile. Look out for your inner critic and go back and listen to what I said about what needs to be in place in order for you to succeed. All right, I love you guys. Have a wonderful May. Bye.